this is Dr. Edwards, and I wanted to quickly tell you just some quick tips about the Tech Talks focused on AI. All right, so the purpose of the activity is to be able to give a presentation at the end of the semester, but we are preparing you for the process. And we will talk about each technology, and feel free to ask many questions. That is what I do. I answer questions, and I'm excited because you will complete this activity and be very knowledgeable about another AI technology tool. All right, so let's jump into it. This is section 1. This is about the technology. The purpose of this section is to just let your reader know exactly what the technology is, the history of it, why it's there, what it does. And so you are bringing your reader up to date regarding your group selected technology. Okay, so you need to incorporate at least 5 resources. I always err on the side of 6 or more, but my preference is from the library's databases. If you do not know how to use the library's databases, please let me know. And I have videos focused on some best practices, easy ways to get citations, all of that wonderfulness on the library databases. And so I can send that to you. Also, you are free to use any other reputable sources on the internet, but if you have any questions about what is a reputable source and what is possibly not, please let me know, and I have some information for you about that as well. So I have 4 to 5 paragraphs in this section, and I basically weave those 5 or 6 tools into the section to bring someone up to date regarding the AI that I selected, which is Grammarly. And the cool thing is, throughout the process of writing this paper, it was great because I had the chance to learn about a new technology tool, Grammarly with AI, and it's been a game changer. I don't use it, but I am so much more knowledgeable about the technology. So let's go from the first section to the second section. It is focused on communication theory. And so the purpose of this section is to weave some best practices about communication. The best practices are the theories for the most part. And so this particular theory that I use is the social presence theory. And I get my information about the social presence theory from this document, which is a blue hypertext link at the very top. So you are going to tell me about the theory first, and then you are going to apply the technology that you chose to that theory. So for example, I talk about social presence theory. I tell the reader exactly what the theory is, the purpose of it, and then I apply it to Grammarly. So that is the section, 1 paragraph, short, simple, to the point. And you do not need to do any extra research to find your sources for the theories. They are all on the hyperlinked document. Let's go from section 2 to section 3. This is the description of the problem and literature review. And it's important to know that this section is going to take the most time for the most part. And you need to incorporate at least 10 to 12 sources in this section because you are describing what the AI is addressing. So what is the current problem, or what was the current problem, and how AI addresses that problem. So I talk about how writing skills are lacking for high school, college students, everybody, and how companies are seeking employees who have stellar grammar skills. And so they are incorporating things like Grammarly to solve the problem, which is my employees have lackluster grammar skills, and we are going to incorporate this technology and then therefore make all of our external and internal documents great because we're using Grammarly, and also the ingenuity of our employees. So that is this section in a nutshell. And let's talk about the subheadings. I'll talk about the problem. People do not have the best writing or grammar skills. Then the artificial intelligence in Grammarly, how Grammarly decided to use artificial intelligence to address that problem, and then also how Grammarly is utilized in the workplace, and then last but not least, Grammarly and the future. And so those are some things to definitely keep in mind. You do not have to worry about this part because this part will be addressed at the very end. So I will delete that section. Okay, so let's go on to the fourth section, which is focus on the positive and negative aspects of the technology. For this section, you are focused on the creation of 2 paragraphs for positive aspects of the technology, and 2 or more paragraphs focused on the negative aspects of the technology. You will need to incorporate sources for this section, and if you have any questions about that, please let me know, but you need to back up your positive and negative aspects of the technology. And also, the 5th section is focused on the cultural, economic, and intellectual capital and political impacts of the AI tech. And so I need you to incorporate at least one source per category. So one source for cultural, one source for economic, so on and so forth. And it's important to, so there are 4 sections, but I need you to incorporate 5 resources. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. It talks about how Grammarly can be used to address things such as health disparities in other countries, and how Grammarly can be used and AI can be used for to improve the grammar and readability whenever we are going from one language to the other, especially regarding like a health diagnosis. Then also economic impacts, what that looks like for individuals around the world and in the US, how economic companies are using Grammarly to reduce cost. And then also impacts on intellectual capital, how Grammarly helps people learn. It is a learning tool. So how people can learn more efficiently and more effectively at companies on the job using Grammarly. And then also the political impacts, like how other companies or other countries are using Grammarly to, from a political standpoint, maybe governments. So that is section 5. Let's transition to section 6, which is focused on the future of the technology. I need you to find at least 3 resources. Let me or a librarian know if you need help with this, but we talk about the future and what that looks like with Grammarly. What are their next steps? How many people are using it? And you can do that with your technology as well. Transitioning from this section to the 7th section, which is usage proficiency. You are demonstrating the technology and how it's utilized, and you're making a video, a 3 to 5 minute video, and you need to focus on the basic features of the tech, simple ways to use it, and then highlight a few best practices. And so this is the video that I created regarding Grammarly. Here are all of my wonderful resources, and that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm excited to read about your AI tool and best practices and how you weave in the theory. But remember, this is not all due at one time. Yes, you can work ahead, but I will grade these sections on or after the due date. So if you have any questions about that in the meantime, let me know. I'm excited. Let's get it going. Let's figure out exactly how AI can be used in different communication contexts.